Alright guys, after more than 100 miles, I think it's time for me to share real thoughts after riding it for quite a bit. Where should we start from? It's not a dual motor, so don't expect the acceleration that makes you feel on a race scooter. You're not gonna get it. But as the name said, it's a cruiser. I think it's a perfect scooter even for beginner or for people that needs to commute, where it makes you feel very comfortable at cruising at 25-26 miles per hour. Keep in mind that the scooters that you rent, they can go 12-13 miles per hour max. So here you are reaching important speeds and it still makes you feel comfortable and safe. Now, it probably doesn't have the stability of a Cabo, let's say the GT King, that have the dual fork. That it's exceptional when it comes to stability, but it still does a great job in making you feel safe. What I can say about this scooter, it doesn't do something specific in an incredible, exceptional way, but it does pretty much everything in a very good way. Think about all the connectors that I mentioned in my previous video. To me, the connectors are an incredible deal, because I want to change something, I don't have to rewire or send it to a professional or a shop to get the job done. I can do that by myself, with the idea of the plug and play with the connectors. And what do I also love? It's the range. Today I perform a range test, a real life range test. Here are the results. I weighed again almost 210 pounds. I left the scooter in gear 2 and I got 51 miles of total range. 70 from 100 to 0. Average speed of 17.2 miles per hour and the max speed at 29 miles per hour. The entire test was performed in gear 2, and also is important to say is that I tried to follow on the way back the same path that I followed on the way there to the destination in order to consider uphill and downhill in between. This to me is an incredible result. Again, the scooter you rent gets 12-13 miles per hour max. Here you are 17.2 miles per hour average, and I did 51 miles in total range. I apologize in advance for the camera that is very obnoxious, but here's what I want to tell you. Here the status of charge was probably 5% left, 10% left of the battery, and I was still in gear 2, and as you saw earlier, I was able to go on the gravel. And we know that the tires are not meant for that, those are road tires. But I was still able to comfortably staying around 17, 18, 19 miles per hour gear 2 on the gravel. What to me is incredible, it's that usually scooters, as they approach their low level of battery, they slow down. Here, if at the beginning of the trip I was at 20-21 miles per hour on gear 2, pretty much at the end of the battery, of the life of the battery, of the status of charge, I was still at 18-19 miles per hour in gear 2, in this case 17, but was uphill. To me it was incredible. What I want to add is that I was riding on the gravel. Again, the tires are not meant for that, but there were bumps, those soft bumps, and the suspension were doing an incredible job. What I noticed is that the suspension struggles when there are hard bumps. Hopefully from this clip you can hear the noise I'm referring to. It's a metallic clack that you hear anytime there is a hard bump. Here I am on a paved road, the scooter rides very well, but in some instances where you see those lines, there is a hard bump, and there is where you hear this metallic clack. It's not the suspension is bottoming out. I think it's a situation where after the bump, the suspension releases the pressure very fast and makes that sound. Hopefully you can hear it in this next clip. Additionally, from the front suspension, there is a wiggle room. As you can see, it's a little bit loose, and I think it comes from the front suspension. And it makes a weird noise anytime you compress it. Voro contacted me and told me they will send a replacement. Now you can hear. So overall, do I like it? Yes, the answer is yes. It is a scooter that is built in a sturdy way. Now the only issue, as I mentioned, it's the front fork that makes the noise. Voro let me know that they're gonna send a replacement, they're gonna ship it next week, and I'm gonna assemble it and see how everything will go with the new fork. Other than that, the scooter is delivering. We speak about 51 miles of range, not in gear 1, but in gear 2, with a 17 to 18 miles per hour average speed, which in my opinion is great, and that is a big range. And it's stable. It works overall well. Would I recommend it so far? Well, the answer is yes. So far, based on these 100 plus miles that I put on, I would recommend it, but I would recommend it in light of the price. 1150 for the scooter, considering what you are getting in terms of performance, an LG battery. Remember, it's an LG battery, so it's meant to last and it's very reliable. To me, it's a great deal and it's difficult to really beat it. I will keep you guys posted when it comes to the front fork and when I will replace it, if I'm gonna fix the issue. If you have any questions, please leave a comment and I will be happy to reply.